Welcome back to Coaches on the Beach, and today we have Dan Steffens joining us from Corban University. Tells us a little bit about his journey to the coaching ranks, and it is definitely an interesting one. And then talks a little bit about the NAIA game and Corban University at the end, and it's really good information. Really enjoyed having him on.
We really appreciate it. So we're super stoked. I don't think I told Michael actually this, but um, Dan started as like a concrete man, right? He does manual labor and has been doing it in the Salem, Albany area in Oregon for his whole life. Dan, how did you kind of like get into volleyball though? Because I didn't grow up playing volleyball in Salem, so I can't imagine you did.
So, my sophomore and junior year of high school, I lived up north of Calgary, Alberta. And of course, I loved basketball, but it was very weak up there back then. It was all hockey, and they had men's volleyball in high school. So, I learned to play. And then when it came back down to the States, it was back to basketball. And uh, then boy, I was about 19 and someone came on and said, "Hey, I heard you play. We have a club team." And that's where it started. So,
And
yeah.
was this at Lynn Benton or was this at did you go on to
So,
Oregon State and play there or what was the deal?
so it's kind of a mix. Our club stuff was through No Dinks, had started up. Uh, I was playing with the original owners and,
Okay.
Nice.
and a mix of Oregon State club guys. So, uh, started playing indoor with them, and the club guys all played beach. So I was at Shintimony Park right off campus and just started playing beach with those guys. So uh, I played a combination of both of those for quite a few years, but definitely loved the beach better.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
you decided to get your feet sandy the 2 months a year that it's really good weather in Oregon.
yeah,
Um,
it's 100 here right now. So I was out shoveling today in 100 degrees. So yeah, that was
oh
fun.
man. So you kind of kept this passion for volleyball and beach volleyball. You've been playing, safe to assume you've been playing Seaside the whole time.
Yeah.
How often were you kind of competing and playing while starting your professional career after graduating from college and getting that whole thing going?
So here's a surprising thing. I didn't complete college. So let's say I did a year at Lynn Benton, uh, then went to George Fox College, played a little basketball there that first semester. Uh, and my family kind of got in the outs with George Fox financially. They were big supporters of the school. And all of a sudden, something happened with the money stuff there. And I got mad and left. And easy to do when you've grown up in concrete business. And I was making more than my brother, who has already completed his psychology degree. And so there you go. I ended up just going for the money.
I
So
was gonna ask you, were you studying civil engineering when you were in college?
I really thought I was going to be a psychologist.
Okay.
So my because that's what my older brother was doing, and he had his master's, and he started working for the state. So I said, "Well, that's what I'm going for." And I got in there, and this situation happened. I easily could have gone to another school or stayed there, uh, but yeah, no, I went back into what I knew and grew up with, and the money was good. Late '80s, things were starting to boom. So at that same time, I had a coaching opportunity at Lynn Benton Community College because I'd been helping them. The coach was our indoor, he was our setter for our indoor team. And so, yeah. But then I looked at the costs or the pay for coaching Lynn Benton and what I was going to make in my business. So there you go.
Seemed
Yeah,
to
so
work out.
you got enough school done to learn the math on that. And you
Right.
said, okay, this is way less than this. So I'm
That's
gonna do
all
this.
I needed. Had all my prerequisites done. I guess I could have finished up in something, but yeah, I started. Uh, so then I started assisting and helping out at St. Am Christian High School, coaching there, coached club for No Dinks a little bit, and played a lot of sand. mainly played in the Northwest, uh, stayed close to home for the business and family and kids, and uh, double A level. Uh, didn't break out of that. I was able to play double A until I was like 48, though. We'd still play the double A tournaments and still make second days, and that's
That's
all
all
I
you
need.
needed. That's all you want in the world, right? It's just to keep playing some volley. And obviously it worked out pretty well because you kept playing, you kept up and trained a little bit, but then you talked about family, right? So you had your daughter Tani,
Right.
who Tani Stevens played at Wazoo, and tell us a little bit about what it was like. Kind of, you have a daughter, and you're like, we're getting into volleyball, kid. Like that's how this is gonna work.
Well, it was weird because I never pushed it on her. Uh, my wife picked it up because my coaches and stuff, the traveling indoor teams started just peppering with my wife, and she began to love it. We played, and then my daughter was a competitive gymnast. Uh, so she was sixth grade, had competed 2 years of level 7 gymnastics, really good gymnast. Came to me, said, Dad, the kids at school, the girls want to play boys and girls club volleyball. I said, how are you going to do that with all your practices? Well, I can make it work and I'll cut back. I said, well, we'll look at that. Well, Dad, they need a coach. So,
Oh no! Oh
so,
no!
so I coached that first season. And then her seventh grade year, she thought, well, I want to try club and I want to just cut out the gymnastics and only tumble. And my brother-in-law started working sand with her. He was a beach player too. She started loving that, and yeah, I never looked back. So she just put gymnastics aside and was all beach and indoor. So
Yeah, I'd say it worked out pretty well because obviously she was on that Wazoo team, which was pretty good. And then as Dan and I figured out last week when we were doing a clinic in Eugene, I actually coached Tawny when she moved to California and started playing P1440, and it has been on, as much as the Pro Tour exists in any sense, right? She's been on it for the last 5 or 6 years, and sounds like she's smartened up too, a little bit like her dad, and started took that job that pays a lot of money and is doing that full time. But clearly, your love for volleyball has treated you very well because then around the 2020 time, Corban kicks off their sand program, and they got to pick up the KG vet local guy to come help out the program. How'd you get started with them? Why'd you start doing it? What was that process like?
so I was mainly just doing club indoor, uh, roaming the gym for MPJ at their complex, North Pacific Juniors, helping younger coaches run effective practices. So I just show up in the gym each evening and just kind of roam around. Uh, got a call uh, from the Corban indoor coaches, Dick and Kim McLean. We went to high school together, uh, and I helped them coach some high school ball at San Am Christian. They're starting a beach program, and their indoor assistant, Deanna, was going to run it. Obviously, there's no money for assistants, and I said, "Oh, call Dan. He doesn't live too far away, and and he'll help you." So
He's dumb enough; he'll do it, right? That's how
exactly,
it always feels.
they've
Like,
suckered me.
he'll do the job.
I've helped them so many years with stuff. They just figure, he'll come up and help again. And I knew Deanna when she was in college, and she played at Portland State University indoor, and I knew her when she was there, and so already had the familiarity with everything up there. So yeah,
It sounds like whatever turn life gives you, you end up finding your way back to sport in some way somehow. And a lot of the times it sounds like volleyball is that case. Like starting my own business, I couldn't imagine trying to coach club at the same time or figuring that out. Like what is that passion like, or can you describe it into words, like why it keeps coming back for you?
so I worked about 3.5 years for a commercial company, where my brother worked in the
Mm-hmm.
concrete. Didn't want to be part of the family business. Uh, Decided to start my own at 23, uh, and it allowed me to work from like 6 a.m. to noon
Mm-hmm.
and then train in volleyball in the afternoons, beach. It was the perfect life.
There you go.
Uh, and I had some friends that played some AVP ball stuff that would work for me
Okay.
because those hours work great for them and they do the labor. So it just kind of it's just kind of built into my lifestyle.
The
And
two hands feeding each other.
yeah, so scheduling, yes, as I was my own boss. I could schedule time off to travel for a club. Uh, Evenings were open anyways. Uh,
Yeah.
it was a daytime job, so yeah, it get busy, right? Especially with the kids, it get busy. But my wife always kept me organized.
There you go.
They're good at that, right? She was great at kind of making sure, okay, hey, don't forget we got Tawny's thing here and you got concrete here, and then all of a sudden, okay, don't forget about this X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, and she always did my books and stuff for the business, and
Ah, convenient.
she's an accountant. So yeah, so that probably kept me in business, right? I knew how to work.
I know to put concrete in. She tells me how much to charge. She makes sure that I bill people on
I,
time.
I knew the cost effects and what's coming in. She knew the law and everything else. So
What? Code? We don't do things to code here. Come on now.
she kept this blue collar guy out of trouble. So
Okay, perfect, perfect. Yeah, so you kick off there with Corbin and you guys get going. You had, I would say, a pretty good season, especially 2022.
right,
Uh, NAIA national champions.
yeah,
I did some quick math, and I'm pretty sure you are actually the first NAIA coach to join us on Coaches on the Beach, and so or current NAIA
right.
coach, I should say. Um, and so I was hoping you could maybe give us some insight into how a program can start and 2 years later win the national championship. What's that process like? How do you build and start to develop things in an environment that maybe Michael and I are less familiar with?
Okay. So I had background uh, in the college beach scene because Tawny had played at University of Portland 2 seasons.
That's right.
I
Yeah.
knew the lineup. I knew how the lineups work. I knew the rotations, practice stuff, all that stuff. Kind of how they ran college stuff. Uh, Deanna, very good organizer, very good recruiter. We both uh, and our other assistants all were very fundamental coaches, working on the fundamentals. Uh, NAIA, we are not getting the uh, developed D1 players, athletes, right? We had one. She was on our team that 2022. Avery Ridgeway, amazing indoor and outdoor, 6'1", great player, very competitive, good leader to have on that team. Chose Corban. This is what she wanted. It was close to home. So you get players like that and you develop below them. So we really looked for 5'8", 5'9" players. Maybe they were indoor, not much beach experience, and then train them.
Yeah.
Because they figure out about February of their senior year, they're not getting picked up to be an outside hitter somewhere, right? So
Fair enough.
you play that waiting game, right? And know that we will be developing them. So we have to develop those players, uh, give them a crash course on beach, and then fill the rest of the lineup with those 5'7s that are already developed, know the game, and just aren't going to get picked up because of their size. And there's a lot of them. So, yeah. Now we're seeing with the juniors coming through some very developed 5'7", 5'8" players. And I think that's going to, we're going to get more experienced players as we recruit from here on out. So,
Oh yeah, the game's exploding. I mean, we talk about it all the time, like the amount of juniors athletes, and then especially the juniors athletes that maybe we were would have been like over the moon about trying to get a couple years back, or now our players, you're like, I don't know, we could take them, they could leave them. Like the level is just constantly being raised and going above
Right.
and beyond, and so I'm sure that that's trickling to all levels. I'd love for you to relive a little bit of the 2022 season. So one of the things that is huge of note is I think you as a head coach have lost one conference match ever, um,
Yeah.
which
Holy
is pretty
cow.
good. Put that in the good category.
Right.
Uh,
That's okay.
Beyond that, I think you as a head coach have lost like 7 matches or something along those lines, maybe something along those lines. You guys lost, I think, 6 matches that entire year back in 2022. One of which came to the team that you had to beat to win the national championship, right? Vanguard.
Right.
Uh, what's that tournament like? How does it kind of go and start to figure out? Okay, hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Uh, Now, what do we have to do to win this whole thing?
So, we didn't really have any crossover until we went down to play in the Cal Pack because we didn't have a full conference, neither did they. We'd meet down in at the Olympic Training Center in San Diego
Yeah.
and play to see who goes. Uh, and that would be a battle of USK, who's not in there anymore, Westcliff, and who else was in that?
Probably Park.
Benedictine, Park, and some of
Yeah.
that. So, uh, so we got through that. We were second place, came out second, and uh, I did not make the trip to nationals to get that ring.
Oh no.
Yeah, had my stepdad wasn't in good health.
Mm.
I stayed home, and Deanna, uh, our assistants Max and Lauren Condon, who used to play for us, went with the team,
Yeah.
and it was kind of a whirlwind for them. Even the players say this didn't seem planned. So you get down there; it's the first invitational one. It's down in Panama City. Uh, they got there late a little bit. I mean, they flew into New Orleans and then drove 6 hours. So
Perfect.
all ready to go, had no idea what they're getting into, uh, and there they started rolling. Yeah, they just kept feeding, and a lot of that was Avery Ridgway's leadership as a player. It's like, get on my back, here we go. So they uh, they battled it out. Super excited. Uh, Multiple teams got sick afterwards from someone had filled up all the water bottles off the faucet from the courts down there that wasn't drinking water. So
Perfect.
they flew home. When I saw them, they were all sick.
Mm.
Hey, congrats, you're
the,
national champions. By
other
the way.
teams were sick, and they were ready to get home. But uh, yeah, the players talked about how it just didn't seem planned, and uh, Vanguard, very tough team, really respectful, competitive team and coach. And yeah, ended up seeing them the next year again. So that's they got their revenge on that one. So
Uh,
yeah,
Definitely a good squad, like you said though. Getting to win that national championship, you guys had like a crazy tight, lot of tight matches, right? I think there's
right.
something we talk about all the time of I think 3-2 matches even out. You win just as many of them as you lose, and you guys must have built up some credit because you won a lot of them to win that national championship.
Yeah,
Um, how is it, in the Oregon area? And forgive me, I don't remember the name of the conference right now. It's like the Northwest. Is it the NWAC?
we're the Cascade Conference up here.
Cascade.
Yeah, yeah,
Cascade Conference. So in the Cascade Conference, right, I think College of Idaho's had a relatively strong program lately, but there's definitely not. It's harder to find the consistent high level competition. I mean, I think you guys probably take it to Portland more often than not now. How do you kind of sharpen your team and get them ready to compete against I mean, Westcliff and Vanguard, Vanguard usually has two or three Division I gals on their team
Yeah.
that have transferred out, and Chris does a pretty good job of getting them down there. How do you kind of get your team prepped for that and start to make those adjustments towards, hey, this is the level and the speed of which we're going to play?
Right. So, yeah, we've played Portland a lot. They this year have just stepped up their program to. They got some last year some players at the ones and twos that were battling with us.
Okay.
Seen some recent ads. I think they're stepping up their game. This could be a year which maybe they get us. But we played Oregon a lot. Jason Dillard would schedule scrimmages with us, come up to our courts in the fall, scrimmage, play out, play them a couple times in the spring,
Mm-hmm.
and that helped. Southern Oregon, strong program. We played them 6 times last year, so we beat them 6 times. One in the semifinals of nationals.
Oof.
I think almost all of them were 3-2 tight wins,
Oh
though.
my goodness.
Oh, so you've burnt all your credit. You're gonna lose.
That kind of what happened 2 hour and a half before we had to play that national final, and it ended up being a reverse sweep, which we hadn't had to do that against them yet that year. I tell you, we weren't as focused and in tune. It took some out of us. I think it took some out of me too, pushing through that.
Yeah.
And so playing them, last year we played in a pairs competition for up in Spokane for the pair bids to go to Alabama. So we played UW, Boise State, Utah, and Oregon. We were the only small college there. Good experience for the girls, got a number of wins. So, yeah. And I bring in people to beat up on them.
Okay, yeah. So you use some local, maybe beach players, some maybe some AA guys that can come in
Yep.
and challenge them really well.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do.
Yeah.
So,
So can you tell folks a little bit about how rosters work at the NAIA level? I think one of the things that Michael and I have talked a ton about on our episode is like Division I is now limited to 19 beach athletes. We can give 19 full scholarships if your university will fund that. What are some of the key differences for an NAIA program? Do you have a roster limit, scholarship allotments? How does that all work?
no roster limit.
Boom.
NAIA, they monitor, just how much money you spend on them, but you never come close to it because none of our schools can offer that much, right?
Boom. There you go.
We're not going to look at it. It's we some are on a set budget with their programs for their scholarships in that mid 70s range, 80,000, something like that. I'm on a percentage.
Okay.
So I'm in that 60% range of tuition. And I keep that average and that balance. Administration lets me go with whatever numbers I want as long as I have 20.
Nice.
Okay. So you have a minimum as opposed to a maximum like we have.
Right. And
Okay.
the minimum is administration led.
Yeah.
That's what it takes to fund the numbers to cover my budget, assistant coach budget, and our travel budget, which was frozen 2 years ago. So before
And
I really
nothing.
traveled a lot. So there's the fundraising part that I think we all have to do, right?
Yeah, because nothing's gone up in price in 2 years, right?
No, but
Groceries are the same. Hotels haven't changed.
yeah,
Yeah,
gas, none of that.
yeah.
So,
Like, oh, gas has stayed totally neutral. I haven't seen it gone up a penny.
but
Um,
it totally makes sense for our university
yeah.
in being in the red back then after COVID and trying to build back up the numbers in a sustainable way and still having our students come in signing a statement of faith, which most Christian schools have gotten rid of. So you start adding up the cost, the statement of faith, all that, it really narrows your recruiting base down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the administration's really led a great game. We are 10% growth the last 2 years.
Nice.
A lot of colleges are falling off, over 12% this last year. We're in the black now, but we're going to still maintain that budget another year or so. So where we start gaining ground,
Yeah.
what that looks like is we're looking at improvements. So looking at adding 2 more courts, possibly even this fall, drawing pictures for the building, which we'll have media room, concessions, bathrooms, weight room, uh, other space, maybe even an extra indoor court, something like that for indoor volleyball, other sports to use. But yeah,
Yeah.
so all that stuff's being looked at now. We can start looking ahead with positive numbers and we want the place to be a destination place for people to play. So
Yeah. I mean, I want to say, like, there's a lot of that stigma of Division I, Division II, Division III, NAIA. From what I'm hearing, is I can have a spot on the roster at Corban. I can get a 60% scholarship. Like, if you can give everybody 60%.
yep.
Okay. I'm gonna play at a stadium with 6 courts, concessions, bathrooms. I'm gonna have a locker room.
I have considered, the president asked me that the other day,
Uh-huh.
and we can do that.
Okay.
But I said, you know how messy sand locker rooms get?
Oh,
Well,
Some of the programs build out bigger bathrooms, concrete floors, drains and sand traps, curtain pools, and but yes, we're going to get into those details. We are looking at that. Uh, that is one thing he brought up if I wanted them. So,
and and I'm sorry, the last part, I can win a national championship.
yeah, or we'll put you in the hunt. Yeah. So,
Okay, I think I'm going to Corban. I mean, I'm going to be totally honest. Like, that sounds. I know a fair amount of the 80 to 90 Division I programs that exist, and I've been to most of those campuses. I know a fair amount of those coaches. Dan, that sounds like a pretty darn good college career, if you ask me.
yeah,
I mean, that sounds amazing to one have scholarship. College is not free, and I'm
right.
sure Corbin's not cheap, but
It's not. No.
60% less of a lot of money is still probably cheaper than a fair amount of other universities, including state institutions.
Right.
A fair amount of programs don't have 3 courts, let alone 6.
Right.
A fair amount of places don't have a locker room, right?
Right.
That's not an unheard of activity for a beach program. I think it sounds like a pretty, and most of them aren't competing for national championships. So I'd say from a standpoint, Dan, you got a lot going for you over there.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's fun to be part of. It's fun to have the support of the administration. Donors are starting to get excited about things. We've hosted some fun tournaments the last couple of years, bringing in Sacramento State and Oregon and University of Portland to start our year off the last 2 years. Being able to beat all those, but well, Sac got us the year before last. We got them this year. Lost to Oregon. Games were tight. They 5-0'd us, but there was three sets in there. And yeah, so this year we've got Oregon's kind of out. New coach, new program. I totally understand. But we got other programs hitting us up, calling up, trying to get in on it, want to travel to us. So yeah, I want to develop that.
Yeah.
That's
Tell us a little bit about the town, right? So I'm familiar with Salem, but that's just because I'm from there. That doesn't tell a lot of other people. Talk to us a little bit about Salem, what that is as a town, and how it can continue to proude space for the university, which currently there are no other colleges that I can think of in Salem, or no other big colleges, I should say.
right. Yeah, there's Willamette University, which is a D3, nice
Yeah.
campus. It's pretty, no beach.
Yeah, my high school baseball coach played baseball there, so
Yeah.
yeah. So the only reason
Yeah,
I
it's
knew
a
them.
pretty little campus tucked right in town.
Yeah.
No room for growth there. So they are what they are. Western Oregon is about half hour away, Division II. No beach there, and just kind of average indoor program, I guess. Salem, a couple 100,000 people in that range. Town spread out, kind of flat. Uh, no big high rises. Got the old downtown on the river. A lot of different restorations of buildings to little convention centers to nice little hole in the wall eatery places. A lot of brew pubs down there with real good food and drinks and stuff like that to hang out at.
Yeah.
A lot of atmosphere there. Just bunch of just all the restaurant chains are there, doubled up. A couple main drags that go through the town. Each of them have all the the main restaurants and everything else there.
Yeah.
We have it's great for us. MPJ volleyball has their complex about 5 minutes away from us. A lot of the players leave practice at 5, go there and help coaches do practices, pick up a little money. Uh, so that's been great for us. And so, yeah,
And it's the state capital, right? So if
it
I
is.
can't imagine if there's a political science major that wanted to study at Corban, right? You'd have a lot of opportunities there. There is a professional or a semi-professional sports team there, the
Yeah,
Salem Kaiser Volcanoes, a single A
right.
baseball club for the
We use
town.
our baseball team uses their field right now.
The
So,
baseball
Nice.
team uses their field. So
yeah. So,
there's really a
we're,
lot of opportunity even
yeah,
once as a student to be involved in the town and get around, like you said, make money coaching at MPJ, who's
yeah,
arguably the biggest club in the area. I mean,
yeah.
um, I wouldn't want to tell Adam that because his ego might get too big there and we can't.
Yeah, we love Adam, but yeah,
Yeah.
we don't need to stroke that ego.
Yeah. I told
Love
him
Adam. He's a good buddy.
he gets a lot of grief from me because I learned the other day I was at Nationals in Dallas, and Justin from Charleston, who's the indoor coach there, told me he went out to NPJ college camp, and I said, "How do I not get an invite to that?
Oh, we got to
Being
change
from
that.
the area, having been employed by NPJ, how
Yeah,
am I?" So I got to get on the invite list next year and bring
yeah,
the clubs to play golf. But no,
yes,
it's awesome, Dan, and we really appreciate getting to learn more about Corbin because I think you've got a really special thing going there, and I was really fortunate to get to work a clinic with you the other day.
that was fun.
Um,
Yeah.
we have a question that we ask everybody that comes on. What is something that you would like to see collegiate beach volleyball do next? What's kind of the next step for our sport?
Uh, well, the men's program, obviously. Uh, I talked to my the president of Corban yesterday. Sounds like it's in the talks with our conference and some others. A year or two out, maybe, but I'm fully geared for it. So are they. We really want a men's program. Uh, I think getting uh, getting a few more teams out there, right?
Yeah,
Uh, and just so I mean, we're right at our 6 for our conference, right?
yeah,
So it'd be nice not to be teetering on that. The conferences in the South, they're running 12, 13, right? So GSAC, they're teetering on that number. Uh, yeah, it'd be nice to get some more colleges on board with beach teams. What is happening, and it looks like the NWAC, the junior colleges in the Northwest, are changing their courts over, and I've heard from 2 coaches that they're looking at starting programs. So
woo,
what that does is, yeah, we'll be competing recruiting wise, but there's so many players out there with the expense of Corbin. Sometimes if they spend 2 years at one of them, JC's playing, they can afford to come to us for a couple of years if that's the case, or maybe they need development and they have an opportunity that way and they don't just leave beach out of college. Uh, and then carry JV numbers basically.
yeah,
And and so we scrimmage that anyways. That's where my non-playing pairs get their time. And so yeah, those are kind of the things. I'm just loving the game, way it's growing. Want more of those juniors players to have opportunities at all levels.
Yeah.
On June 15th, when the big signing day started and all those kids got excited, I'm signed and committed, and then you got the other 80% sitting back there going, and they start panicking. Oh, and so it's like, tell them, when you're talking NAIA, there's no panic. There's plenty of spots. You got time. Feel out your options.
Yeah.
Don't feel like it's settling necessarily, but enough club coaches, more of them need to let them know that option early on and that they're not left out. Right.
I mean, if I could make a sales pitch for Corban, like it sounds, I think it sounds like an amazing experience, and I appreciate what you're providing for the student athletes and the Pacific Northwest area as a whole, near and dear to my heart, but has exploded with beach volleyball.
Right.
I mean, before I was down with you in Eugene at OSVC, I was with the Boise State coach at Big Sky in Bozeman, Montana, and then we spent a night at Kokua in Spokane, and then we went up to Kahiau in Chelan, and there is Dekine in Seattle, as well as AVA. I mean, there's clubs all over. The MPGA runs a beach program, which you're in
Right.
charge of. Right,
Yeah.
there is clubs everywhere, not to mention the biggest beach volleyball tournament in the country in Seaside, which just took place like a week ago.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And so hearing that the NWAC is going to kick off and there's going to be more opportunities, I wholeheartedly agree is great. As a man, as a guy, I'm
Right.
super stoked that Boys Beach can get kicked off in the area. That fires me up for the future. And I don't know. I just really appreciate what you're doing at Corban, and I love the story. My dad's a general contractor, so seeing you have that concrete and that passion for volleyball and beach volleyball, and now also coaching is really incredible. So we really appreciate you, Dan.
Yeah. The young ladies that come there, they're a lot of Christian ladies. Some come from smaller schools, some come from big schools, but want that culture and atmosphere and learn. And what they're getting there, hopefully, is the whole experience with Beach, just helping them learn those life skills. So, yeah, that's given that opportunity, and just love helping mentor them and watching them grow. So. Yeah,
Well,
spiritually, academically, and beach, right? So
yeah.
kind of in that order, right? That's my goal. So,
Well, we
yeah.
definitely appreciate it, and we wish you the best of luck this season, but thank you so much for coming on.
Great. Thanks, guys.